Determining risk capacity. पर इधर आओ, जल्दी आओ. Determining risk capacity, acceptable risk, or risk appetite. Yes, friend, these are the few things which we are going to cover in this video. And meet my daughter Vidushi. She is most of the time behind the camera and helping me to create this video. Let's have a look, enjoy, and have fun. Bye bye. Hello team, welcome to the another session of CISM certification preparation. And as you know that we are referring this Isaca's prescribed CISM 15th edition review manual book, and from chapter number 1 section A we have already covered knowledge statement, task statement, and from the section number 2 we have already covered the introduction. We have covered the information security governance overview, importance of information security governance, outcome of ISG, and we have also covered effective information security governance, business goals and objective. And in today's video we are going to see determining risk capacity and acceptable risk, and what we called as a risk appetite. Okay, that's a short video should be, because this is just a few, almost 4 paragraph here. Okay, so let's get started. Let me write chapter name and number. So this is chapter 1, information security governance. Let me just write like this. Okay, in short we used to say ISG. Okay, and the topic is in Isaca book is 1.2.2, and the topic is determining risk capacity and acceptable risk. And this is also, we can say, risk appetite. Alright. So friends, in every organization or each organization must be having some risk capacity. Okay. Now this risk capacity, if I say, that is defined as the objective amount or certain amount of loss. If that organization have that much amount or value of loss, an enterprise can tolerate, okay, without its continued existence being called in a question. Means without any issue. Alright, so risk capacity, or what we called as the main objective, is that in case of any amount of loss, that can be easily tolerated, and that too without its continuing existence being called into question. Alright, and we also need to see that risk appetite. If I say risk appetite, this is defined as amount of risk on broader basis that an entity is willing to accept in pursuit of its mission. So that entity is willing to accept in case of that risk happen. Now, acceptable risk, if I say acceptable risk, basically determine or risk appetite and the criteria by which it can be assessed as an essential element for virtually all aspects of information security as well as most other aspects of organization activity. So this acceptable risk plays a vital role in terms of understanding if that risk is impacting any existing setup or what will be the impact in our enterprise organization. Now the next point what is saying is risk appetite is translated into number of standards and policies to contain risk level within the boundaries. All right, so risk appetite is considered as a number of standards and policies that contains the risk level within the boundaries, and that boundaries is set based on the risk capacity or risk appetite level, and these boundaries need to be regularly adjusted. And confirmed also that this boundary or the set of limitation is correct and still that need that one or no. Within these boundary, risk may be accepted a formal and explicit process that affirm that risk require and warrant no addition response by the organization. Now risk acceptance generally should not exceed the risk appetite. It should be smaller than risk appetite agreement or due diligence, risk appetite of the organization. All right, but it must not exceed, risk acceptance must not be exceed risk capacity. What is risk capacity here is which would threaten. Risk capacity is which would threaten. The continuity or continued existence of the organization. Continued existence of the organization. So it should not be greater than risk capacity. Otherwise, if in case risk acceptance is greater than the organization risk capacity, then of course organization existing will comes into the question. Now the question comes, how do we determine the risk acceptable limit, or what are the parameters using that we can determine the risk capacity? Okay, so determining risk capacity. All right, so it will determine by many aspects of a strategy. There are multiple strategy. Number one, like it should include control object. Okay, it should include control objectives, control implementation. Then next one is security should be baseline. Baseline security. Fourth one will be for every risk acceptance or not, it should be based on cost benefit calculation. Next will be risk management options. Risk management options. And the next one will be severity criteria determination. Severity criteria determination. Next is required incident response capability. Every risk must be having some risk response team or risk response activities or risk response plan. Okay, so next will be required incident response capability. And next will be insurance requirement. There must be some kind of a insurance requirement. REQUIREMENTS requirements. And the last but not the least is feasibility assessment. If in case you are going ahead with that risk or no, is it feasible or no? So basically these are some 9 strategic points you need to consider while assessing or while determining any risk acceptance or any risk capacity, or if you are talking about risk appetite for any organization. All right, so friends, this is all about determining risk capacity and acceptable risk or risk appetite. Have fun. Bye bye and take care. So how's the video, friends? Hope you are liking the video. Please do let me know if in case you require any further details on any topic or any point you want me to explain further. Last but not the least, please do share, do comment and subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. Okay, that is something which makes me motivated. Do like, comment, share and be in touch. Enjoy. Bye bye, take care.